Hey YouTube fam, welcome to another video of my Taiwan series. Today we are going on a tour to Taichung in the central part of the island. If you enjoy this kind of content, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell. Let's go! Made it to Taichung. Taichung is the second largest city in Taiwan, the first being Taipei, of course. And if you haven't been here before, this is the central part of Taiwan. It's a very sort of different vibe, I would say. And let me show you what it's all about. Let's go. This elderly man at the bus station who kind of serves as a volunteer kind of came up to me and was like, oh, you know where you're going? So I started asking him how to go to this next place I want to go to, and he just pretty much showed me the way and then asked what the rest of my itinerary was for today and tomorrow, and then just gave me a bunch of recommendations. It was just so nice. And it was very cute too because he had a sign on that says like information, 志工, which in Chinese means like volunteer, but then also had in katakana this volunteer. And so I was like, oh, so do you speak Japanese? And he's like, yes, I do. I'm like, oh, okay, me too. I used to live in southwestern Japan. And I said, Changxi. He's like, oh, Nagasaki desu. Like, there's nice people here. First stop on the list is Rainbow Village. And here we are. This is sort of a hidden gem because it's not known by many people, even people who've been to Taichung before. This used to be one of those community houses where people that have lived in it are people that are from post 1949. They were from mainland China and then they escaped with the nationalists to Taiwan. There's a lot of like the Weishenen and like their military and their spouses and kids. I think at one point the government wanted to take this apart, but there's this grandpa. He was the one former soldier who helped preserve this. And so even though it's not that large, every inch of this is art, and it's just so cool. Like, I saw photos already and people's Instas online, but seeing it in person is a very different feel. Definitely hits differently. Wow. It looks like there's people here already. Kind of surprising because it's only like 9 a.m. I thought I'd get up here earlier, but these people beat me to it. Okay, here's his name, Yongfu Huang, and he passed away earlier this year, actually. You can hear some tourists speaking Vietnamese. I think they're from Vietnam. And I guess they got word that you should come here early. I think this message takes the cake. It says, 不要吃蛋糕,不会胖, and 天天 happy too. So Ava, wants to eat cake, not get fat, and be happy every day for it. That's fair. So this Iron Man performer is here, and I kind of read about him online before coming here. So like he is here. And he's ready to perform because he has his tip box right there. And with that, let's move on to our next stop and grab something to eat. The skies are clearing and the weather is starting to get a little bit warmer. Love it. I didn't really talk much inside this restaurant because it's just packed of people, and it's kind of crazy because it's only Tuesday around noon and it's already like packed, and it just goes to show how great this place is. And so I had their sort of herbal soup with duck and noodles, and then I also had on the side this kind of braised geese foot, goose feet, something like that. It was really good. The flavor of the herbal soup was just very clean, but it also had that very clear herbal aroma. And then the duck, nice and juicy, and it just went well with everything. And so I can now see why this place is pretty popular. I think I originally found this from a YouTube video that I watched. So here you go, just spreading the love. This next place may seem a little deceiving because of its name. Oh, sugoi. Very nice. Just in case you guys were wondering, this used to be an optometrist opened by a Japanese gentleman in the 1930s. So this is during the Japanese imperial rule in Taiwan. Now it's this place where influencers like me come to take pictures to post on their Instagram. It's also a place where they sell ice cream and other sweets. For example, the very popular pineapple cakes in Taiwan. This place in a way is giving Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, just a little bit. Looks like there's a line for the ice cream, but hey, everybody raves about it, so gotta get in line and get some. They have very special flavors here. Some of them are Japanese inspired. So for example, they have pure whole udon, which is the grape. That's popular in Japan. I also see Alisan udon tea, which is famous in Taiwan, named after the mountain. They also have a flavor called 明天会更好, which means tomorrow will be a better day. I think it's a mix of different tropical fruits from Taiwan, so guava, pineapple, and passion fruit. 双层地球要的是明天会更好。还有第二个是阿里山乌龙茶。那再多放一些，我可以再省一个。哦，那要这个弥散米苹果牛奶。好吧，那会多10块钱可以吗？可以。Pretty good system. So when you're in line, you just figure out what you want. You also get copies of the menu so you can see what the flavors are without having to wait until you get to the front to see what the flavors are. And then there's a person that will come in sort of towards the end and ask you what you want. They write everything down on a piece of paper and then you hand that to the cash register person and then you pay. Then there's a separate line you have to wait to get your actual food, and that's with the ticketing system. So operations-wise, it's actually pretty convenient and handy, efficient. And the next one, come on, 164, 164.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Oh, good. Here's the final product. So I ended up getting 3 scoops because apparently I got 2 and they were like, oh, you can get 1 more. And then when I got to pick up my ice cream, they actually let you have 2 toppings for free. So I got, of course, the foodie, which is the pineapple cake because that's popular in Taiwan. But then I also fell in love with the cheesecake right next to it, so I got that as well. First, I'll start with the cheesecake. That tastes pretty typical. Let's try one of the ice cream flavors. This is the Alisan Oolong tea. This is good because the tea flavor is actually not that strong, but it still has this refreshing flavor to it. Then let's try the pineapple cake. Ooh, it's kind of firm, so maybe they can like soften it a little bit when serving it to us. I don't know. Oh shit. My spoon kind of like bent in half. Let's have this other one. I think this is the apple milk. Oh, and this is good. I think you have to think of it as like dairy version of like apple flavored sorbet. Because the apple flavor is like not too intense. So even if you're not a big fan of apple, this is like doable. Total is 190 Taiwan dollars. So that's about, I can't do the math right now. It's a little over $6. So in terms of price, maybe for Taiwan is a little expensive, but I feel like in the States you would pay much more for much less. That was deadass probably the most expensive dessert I'm ever gonna get in Taiwan. So now let's get dessert that's a lot cheaper. Let's go grab some boba. first milk tea in Taiwan. This was about $1.50 US dollars, so it's more like it. Oh, look at this. My childhood. I don't think this painted animation lane has as much history as the Rainbow Village, but I think it's still pretty cool that there's quite a bit of the street art that's pretty professionally done, I might say. I think he's another content creator. I saw him do all the poses and he has the equipment and he knows what he's doing, so pretty sure it's one of my people. Oh look, did not expect to see the Simpsons here, wow. Oh and yeah, SpongeBob. This lane has a bunch of stuff from my childhood. First Street Fighter and now Super Mario. And just other observations while going through this area, that these sort of neighborhoods so reminds me of Japan. I'll be a little bit quiet because I'm assuming there are people living here, but it's like these alleyways and just like the entrances and how the layout is reminds me of Japan so much. And of course with the Chinese writing there just adds to the culture. 你好，你叫什么名字？你好。Looks very grumpy. You can't go to Taiwan without visiting a night market, so let's go to one of the famous ones in Taichung. Alright, got my first one. This is the small sausage wrapped in a large sausage, which is literally how it's translated from Chinese. For this Taichung bao xiaochang, there are different kinds you can choose from in terms of flavors, so I got the one that's with garlic. The other ones too, like different levels of spiciness, and they had something else too, but I don't remember. I just wanted the garlic one. It's a really good balance because the Taiwanese sausage with meat, protein, and then complements this sticky rice here, bun. Then they have other vegetables on it like pickled greens, cucumber. Next is the grilled oyster mushrooms. So for that one, if you choose a small one, I did, pick one of the flavors there. So I chose the seaweed. If you get the larger one, then you can pick two choice of flavors. This is the oyster mushroom. Here you go. Super fresh. Plump and juicy. I do like the seaweed flavor. Pie milk, very famous drink in Taiwan. I miss it so much. Let's go ahead and take a sip. Oh. Let's hit the spot. And price-wise, it's 60 Taiwanese dollars, so it's about 2 USD. So here's a very sort of Taiwanese snack. This is diguacho, which is like a sweet potato ball. And it comes with like, I want to say like 6 to 8 of them for $1 US. So with these, they deep fry it. And then these ones, I think in particular have like different flavors on them. They're like 3 colored with like original, plum, I think pepper. And even though it is deep fried and you can see the guy just deep frying a bunch of them in the oil, they dry it out pretty well. And so it's really not that oily when you actually eat it. After eating a little bit more food and checking out some of the available games, we'll call it a night. Hi, 你好，一位。哦，OK， 好，哦，现在可以啊，好。Right now I'm at Taichung, which is apparently where bubble tea was invented. So those of you who don't know, bubble tea was invented in Taiwan in the 1980s. At one point, there was some dispute on which part of Taiwan, but I believe now they've come to the conclusion that it was invented in Taichung, and it's at Taichung. And I tried to go to the OG shop, which is not this one, but apparently that one's under construction. So I came to this one that's fairly close to my hotel. So I get in here, and it was a very traditional style. Kind of reminds me of Untitled a little bit, how it's a chain in a way, but then things are a little bit more expensive. If you dine in, you just come in and sit down, place your order using one of their paper menus that you check off the box of what you want. Then you actually give it to them at the front, pay, then you get the number card, and then you just wait for your order. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's got the right amount of milk flavor and tea. And the boba is chewy. Typically when I get boba here in Taiwan, as in many places in the US now, you can adjust your sugar and ice level. So I will get less ice and half sugar. So it's good, not too sweet. And the dish that I got is called Kung Fu Man, which literally translates to Kung Fu noodles. And what it is, it's these noodles with mincemeat, mushroom, bean sprouts, and scallions. Let's try this out. Mix it up first. Very balanced flavor. The noodles are good. They're not like super overcooked. It's got like a light bounce. Oh yeah, they also have their signature hot sauce. I like the sauce, but it's actually not that spicy. Last but not least, this is the old train station from the Japanese colonial period. It is no longer in use, but instead here they have some shops to check out, and at other times it's also a venue space. This is right next to the current train station, so that's where I'm off to next. Heading back up north to Taipei to continue on the adventures. This is Sho, and I'm signing off.